Welcome MOTU fans to another Third Earth Reviews toy review, and today I will be reviewing the Club Grayskull Filmation style Beastman. So let's get started by looking at our packaging. Replacing the original blister card packaging from the MOTU Classic line, we have this beautiful open window box in the design of Castle Grayskull. Once the slipcover is removed, we find that the drawbridge is now open to reveal our figure inside. This piece is great for any mint in-box collectors since the eyes and nose of the castle are windows to allow some light to shine in on the figure. On the back we have an image of our character in the classic Filmation style, as well as a statement from Mattel on their reason for creating this figure. Opening the box, Beastman comes in this clear plastic case with a cardboard background. Once removed from the plastic casing, we see all of the sculpted details on the figure. And before I even get started on paint deco, let me say, out of all the Club Grayskull figures that have been released, this one by far has the worst edges. The plastic around almost all of my figure's joints is very rough, as if the seams of the mold didn't quite come together. It's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. When you see Beastman in the box, he looks great, but once you see him up close, there are some serious flaws. Now, this could be just the figure I received, but it's definitely something you should be aware of if you're looking to getting one of these for yourself. But that being said, I really like this figure. The paint deco is a lot more basic than most of the other Beastman figures released by Matty Collector, since it is representing the original 1980s cartoon. And for the most part, the paint is spot on. I really like the painted details on his face, especially around his eyes and teeth. However, his right hand is just a mess. The joint is very rough, as I said before, and there is a lot of excess orange paint. Also, on the inside of his hand, there is some black paint from his whip. It is as if they put the weapon in his hand when the paints were still wet. However, despite these flaws, it is still a wonderful figure. Beastman's bright orange body and the contrasting green belt and blue loincloth really make this figure stand out among the MOTU line. Beastman has the same articulations as most of the MOTU classic figures, meaning his head is on a ball joint. However, due to his chest armor, there are some limitations. His head looks left and right just fine, but he can't really look up and down. Beastman also has the standard ball joints in his shoulders, so his arms can move forward and backwards as well as out to the side. There are swivels at the biceps, standard bends at the elbows, and the rotation and new bends at the wrist. Beastman has the ab crunch as well as the swivel at the waist. His legs have the ball-like joints so they can move forward and backwards as well as out to the side. He has the same loincloth as the other figures, so it does affect the movement just a bit, but it's really not noticeable. There are swivels at the thighs, standard bends at the knees, swivels at the boots, and the new classic 2.0 style ankles, so they can bend forward and backwards as well as rock side to side. Beastman comes standard with his whip, and unfortunately mine does have some orange paint rub. However, it's not too bad. The whip is made of a firm black plastic, so you cannot pose it in any other way. He also comes with a dark gray shield, and just like the figure, since it's based off the original cartoon, there is no additional designs on the shield. It's just a solid plastic shield that can clip on his arm very nicely. Beastman is part of the Club Grayskull subscription, which so far has released 5 fantastic Filmation style figures. And yes, I am counting the Evil Seed exclusive that was released at the same time as Beastman. He was part of Matty Collector's August sale, and unfortunately, like normal, he sold out within minutes of the sale's launch, and so far there has been no word of any re-releases. However, despite some seriously rough sculpting issues, he is still a great figure, one that looks right at home with the other figures in this Filmation style line. If you can find them online at a decent price, I say go ahead and pick one up for yourself, especially if you're a fan of the original cartoon. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can check out all my other reviews. And don't worry MOTU fans, the review for the Club Grayskull's exclusive Evil Seed figure will be up in the next day or so. Until then, this has been Third Earth Reviews.